So hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today is another expensive Tom Ford foray with a haul of the products that I selected from his spring cosmetic collection. Not all of the products, but most of the ones that I bought. I also bought a mascara that I'm not showing here because I haven't used it yet. I've had these products for about a fortnight and I've used all of these apart from the blue nail polish. So I can tell you a little bit about what I think of them, although I haven't used the eyeshadows a great deal yet. So I just wanted to get this up whilst the products are still all on sale for those of you who are thinking of perhaps making a little purchase from this range. I bought mine from Selfridges in London, and I think when I last looked, all of these items were still available in the online store as well as in store if you can't get there in person. So this collection is completely out of kilter to my way of thinking with what all of the other premium cosmetic houses are showing, which has been pastels, muted pastels mostly, slightly smoked up pastels, but nothing like the drama of Tom Ford's collection, which you might immediately think was far more suited to winter, but I really like having this option. He's brought out three of these eye duo palettes. Now they retail at £46 each, so again, as always, quite expensive, and obviously less good value, I would say, than the quads, because they retail at about £60 to £63. But these are the wet or dry formula, which most of his quads, certainly the regular all year round range, aren't. So they're very versatile. I bought two out of the three. There is also a cobalt blue based one, which I haven't bought yet. I might get it because, let's face it, I buy too much Tom Ford. But let's have a look at what I did get. First of all, this is 01, which is called Ripe Plum, although you'll see, I'll keep the guards in, the colour here looks more like a fairly deep, not too complex brown when you look at it in the pan from a distance, with a white pearly highlighter shade. Now when you actually swatch them, the usual, very, very soft. That's what they look like. You can immediately see there's a lot of dimension to the brown. The white there is showing much starker on my monitor and without the pink pearlescence that actually shows in real life. There they are on the hand. What I'm going to do is just pull up electricity. Yeah, that's actually bleaching the white out even more. So I don't know, maybe you can see the pearl slightly better under the white box, but believe you me, it's really, really very pretty, although not the easiest colour to wear, even as a highlight. But what you can do with these is build them up on top of each other. And when you do that, I hope you can see that applying that on top of the brown brings out more pink, purple, plum, aubergine than the brown. So they're fantastic colours to play with on the lid. I didn't understand why this was called Ripe Plum to begin with, because it just looked brown to me, and it wasn't until I combined them, much as you do with Asian shadows, that I saw the plum. Again, it's not coming off in the monitor as multifaceted as it is in real life, but I really like that. I've used it a few times. I haven't used it wet yet. Usually the wet formulation is even longer lasting, but I actually find his shadows last on my lids all day, no problems, even, to be honest, without a primer, although I usually use over a cream. Now I also bought, and I confess this is my favourite, although it's slightly more difficult to wear, number 02, which is raw jade, a greeny, and another, again, it looks a very similar white in the palette. Doesn't look that similar when you swatch it. Now you're seeing a little bit of the sheen there, but I promise you it's so much more beautiful in real life. A real golden green shimmer on the highlight colour, and then the jade is more a sort of golden khaki, which I like very much. It's not actually a favoured colour for blue-eyed girls to wear, but I do like khaki shadows. Now I think you're seeing the shine of the gold a little better, and that's under the white lights, but it's not brilliant. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. And again, if you layer, you get a much more golden, multifaceted finish to the jade colour. Really, really beautiful duo. I absolutely love it. Now the other one is a blue, a cobalt blue with the highlighter colour as well. I found that one slightly harder formulation than the other two. I mean, still pretty soft and workable. I just don't wear an awful lot of blue, and I have that extreme blue, although quite a different consistency, in the Unabashed palette that I raved about so much last year. And honestly, that cobalt blue is going to last me till the day I die, because it's so pigmented and, you know, you just use so little of it. I will say that the sales assistant who served me in Selfridges was wearing the cobalt blue palette, and she was very different colour tone to me, kind of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, with very dark hair, dark eyes, and it looked just stunning on her, but it wouldn't look as good on me. That said, I might go back for it, who knows. To go with it, they were showing three varnishes in store, but I think the one to go with the plum was actually Bitter Bitch, which is part of the permanent collection, I think. These two, you can see a blue and a green. Blue I didn't buy originally because I thought it was too similar to Chanel's Belle Auguste from a couple of years ago, but I relented and went back. It's called Indigo Night. And the greeny one, Black Jade, which I was straight away for. Now, I will say I'm wearing Black Jade at the moment, and it was only applied yesterday. Apologies, first of all, because my cuticles are in a horrible state. I haven't been to my nail salon for a couple of weeks, and this is what happens. And I chew my cuticles very, very bad. So it's my inept application. But even so, it hasn't worn very well. And I will also say, you can see there I've chipped. And this is because, I promise you, I sat still for 45 minutes with a top coat on before doing anything, and they still weren't dry, and that's what happened when I got dressed yesterday. That's very unlike Tom Ford formulation, and as I say, it was me doing it, not concentrating terribly hard yesterday, so I'm not going to judge yet. Shall I swatch them for you? Why not? Let's see what the blue one looks like, because even I haven't done that yet on a nail wheel. I always think this is not quite accurate, really, because the plastic of the nail wheel is so white compared to most of our fingers. Quite a thin formulation, but as I say, Tom Fords often are, and they build up very nicely. And normally I find Tom Ford nail polishes last really, really well on me, so I'm hoping that my experiences with this one are just because of my cack-handedness in applying it yesterday. Let's let those dry while I show you this item. This is just simply called Spring 2015. It's cream colour, and you know how much I love these. My friend Sarah in Germany emailed me quite late at night after she'd spotted this on the Selfridges website. It's had no fanfare at all. Hardly anyone's talked about this colour. I rushed into Selfridges, I don't know, the next day or 2 days later, and spoke to the sales assistant I talked to. And none of the sales assistants had seen this product. They didn't have it, although Selfridges was selling it online, and that's where I had to buy it from. They hadn't got it in store. They hadn't seen it. They didn't know anything about it. I mean, it's an extraordinary way to carry on in promoting a line. You don't even tell your own sales assistants. Anyway, believe it or not, though that looks pristine, I've used this probably 3 or 4 times. It is so pigmented that the tiniest dot, as you can see, is hugely coloured. Now, normally that is not something I would put near my eyes, because although I love the rock chick look on others, I'm too old for it. But actually, this does sheer out over the eyelid to work on its own for a smoky eye or as a base for other colours. I've used it as a base for the plum and for the green, and it works fine. I wouldn't say it's my favourite of the Tom Ford cream eyeshadows. In fact, it's way down there because it's so pigmented. You can't just slap it on in the way. What I love about them is they can make a really, really easy eye on their own. You literally just use your finger, smooth it over, shear it out. Bingo, you're done. If you want to do more complicated looks with it, fine, you can. This one, because it's so pigmented, so dark, you have to work with a lot more carefully. But as I say, it is a very unusual colour. That pot's going to last me forever and a day. £29, still on the website. Nobody seems to have heard of it. I don't know, was it just a trial that they decided to sneak in? Who knows? Here we go with the second colour of the Midnight Jade. So really vampy colour with more kind of green, grey undertone rather than a green, certainly jade. And the blue with a second coat. Again, nothing like Belle Argus actually on the nail. Much darker, much vampier. But a really unusual colour. So I haven't tried that one yet actually on the fingernails. As I say, haven't done very well so far, but we'll see. Maybe it'll look better when I get it professionally applied or spend a bit more time on getting my manicure looking nice. So I also bought a mascara, a plum coloured mascara to go with the bruised plum. Haven't opened that yet because I'm still using a Chanel Le Volume de Chanel in plum, so I won't be trying that for a bit. So those were my purchases. Really interesting collection. I do think the duos are pretty special, to be honest, but I would say that, wouldn't I? Go along to Selfridges, or I guess they've got it in Harrods if you want to check it out in London. Bye for now.